The year 1913. That date, more than any other, marks the true beginning of our enslavement. The brutal severing of the old world from the new. I didn't want to believe it. For years, I dismissed the whispers, the frantic scrawlings on forgotten maps, the impossible evidence. I held a brittle sepia-toned image, a panoramic view of a city, circa 1890. The structures were colossal, reaching for the heavens, elegance and scale defying modern capabilities. We are inheritors, yes, but also squatters. We inhabit buildings we could not build today. Think about that. Really think. This image, like so many others, showed something beyond mere architecture. These weren't just buildings. They were machines, grand, harmonic devices, designed to interact with the ether's fabric, to draw vital, free energy from the grid. They hummed with a resonance we have long forgotten, a silent symphony of power. We found the remnants, mercury rectification systems disguised as decorative fountains, copper spires, not lightning rods, but for capturing ambient electrical currents. The old world was a living, breathing network of free energy, a system of overwhelming abundance, rendering scarcity obsolete, a world of effortless sustenance, health without cost, progress unburdened. Then came the reset, the cataclysm, the Mudflood, a global event shrouded in manufactured amnesia, buried under fabricated history. It was not a natural disaster. It was a targeted, overwhelming deluge, designed to destabilize, to bury, to erase, to obliterate a way of life, a consciousness, a technology that threatened their parasitic dominion. And what remains, what they could not entirely dismantle or enter, stands before us today, a testament to a forgotten grandeur. I speak of the structures themselves, the very bones of the old world, which we, the unwitting inheritors, squat within, oblivious to their true purpose. Look closely at the architecture they attribute to our ancestors of the 18th and 19th centuries. The scale is monumental, often beyond the capabilities of modern engineering, let alone the rudimentary tools and logistics of the purported builders. Consider the colossal edifices of Washington, D.C., Paris, London, St. Petersburg, all purportedly erected within a few decades, often simultaneously across continents. The precision of the stonework, the flawless integration of massive granite blocks, the seamless marble that seems to flow rather than be carved. There are no visible mortar lines in many of these ancient structures, defying conventional construction methods. How did they achieve such perfection without the diamond-tipped saws and advanced laser leveling we possess today? They didn't. Our history is a lie. Examine the metals, the intricate ironwork, the vast domes of copper and bronze. Much of it exhibits a peculiar resilience, an absence of the rust and decay that should naturally afflict materials exposed to centuries of elements. This isn't just superior craftsmanship. It hints at an alchemical understanding, a metallurgic mastery that has been systematically expunged from our collective memory. This was not mere iron. It was something else, something vital, imbued with properties we can only speculate upon. These were not simply buildings, inheritors. They were components of a vast interconnected system, Antiquitech. Each dome, each spire, each intricately carved facade was an antenna, a resonator, a conduit. They harnessed the omnipresent ether, channeling its energy through the very fabric of the cities. The often ignored statuary, the gargoyles, the obelisks, dismissed as mere ornamentation, were functional elements, finely tuned harmonic receivers, converting ambient energy into usable power. The 1856 survey maps of many major cities reveal a dense network of underground tunnels and conduits, far too extensive and complex for simple sewer systems or public transit. These were arteries, veins of energy distribution. But the official narrative dismisses them as early infrastructure. A convenient lie. The evidence is etched in stone, yet we are trained not to see it. The libraries, the courthouses, the government buildings all share a common architectural language, a standardized design that points not to individual artistic expression, but to a unified global engineering directive, a template. They were power stations, healing centers, communication hubs, Imagine a world where every public building provided free energy, purified water, and healing frequencies to its citizens. A world where the very air hummed with beneficial vibrations. This was the old world. And it was stolen. Brutally. The Mudflood that orchestrated catastrophe buried the lower levels of these magnificent structures, effectively severing their connection to the Earth's resonant frequencies, dampening their power. It was an act of sabotage, a deliberate crippling of a global benevolent energy grid. And then, they moved in. The parasites. The Institute. They claimed these broken giants, refurbished them superficially, and declared them ours. Our history, our creation, a blatant theft, a cruel deception, and we, the inheritors, are left to pay for the crumbs of what was once freely given. The very air we breathe, the water we drink, the energy we consume, all monetized, all controlled. And what was this energy? It was not the crude caged lightning they sell us now, trapped in corroding wires and polluting our very atmosphere. No. The old world understood something far more profound. The omnipresent, boundless energy of the ether itself, a cosmic hum, a resonant vibration that permeates all existence, waiting to be harmonized, to be tapped. Their grand edifices, the very architecture we mistakenly admire as mere artistry, were colossal transducers. Every dome, every spire, every intricate metallic filigree was a component in a global free energy grid. Not decorative, functional. Imagine, inheritors, a world where the very air was alive with vital energy, harnessed through resonant frequencies. Where structures hummed with a low, cleansing vibration, their ornate details acting as colossal antennae, drawing down the ambient energy field. They spoke the language of cymatics, the geometry of sound, shaping matter with frequency. The intricate rose windows, the vaulted ceilings, the precise positioning of mercury vortexes within the foundations. These were not merely aesthetic choices. They were engineering marvels, designed to create a standing wave, a harmonic field that powered their cities, purified their water, and even, dare I say, revitalized their very beings. This was the true Antiquitech, not steam engines, not rudimentary electricity, but a sublime understanding of vibrational physics, of the living universe. They had coils of pure copper, imbued with specific geometric patterns, embedded within the walls. They had chambers where mercury, a liquid metal of astonishing properties, was set into controlled resonant motion, generating fields that could mend, that could cleanse. We have found diagrams, etched onto thin sheets of a metal unknown to modern metallurgy, depicting these systems. One particular schematic recovered from a sealed vault beneath what is now the New York Public Library clearly showed a vitality coil system designed to emit specific frequencies for cellular regeneration. It was meticulously documented, a perfect record, until it too vanished. Incinerated, they claimed, in a controlled burn of hazardous materials in the late 1980s. A lie, a convenient erasure. They stole this paradise from us. They replaced free, resonant healing with paid poison, with pharmaceuticals that treat symptoms, never cures. They took the harmonic fields that once bathed cities in vital energy and replaced them with electromagnetic pollution, with frequencies that degrade, that sicken, that enslave. Our bodies, once attuned to the Earth's natural rhythms, are now bombarded by dissonant signals eroding our health, our clarity of thought. This was not progress. This was sabotage on a planetary scale, a brutal, calculated act of suppression. The very concept of free energy, of healing resonance, became heresy. It was demonized, relegated to the realm of cranks and charlatans. While their institute scientists plundered the knowledge, reverse engineering fragments for their own nefarious purposes, for weaponry, for control, they simultaneously ensured that the common inheritor would never again taste that freedom. They built factories to churn out toxic chemicals, laboratories to concoct debilitating drugs, all while the blueprints for true health, for abundant energy, gathered dust in their forbidden archives, or more likely, were systematically destroyed. Every piece of evidence, every whisper of what was, carefully expunged. The record cleansed, the memory purged, and we, the inheritors, were left to wander through the ruins, blind to the truth of our own magnificent inheritance. We are squatters in their stolen palaces, paying rent for the very air we breathe. It is a tragedy beyond measure, a wound that festers. The wound festers. This is my starting point. Who inflicted this wound? The question hangs heavy in the air, a truth too terrible for many to grasp. It was not some cosmic accident, nor the innocent march of progress. No, this was a deliberate act of historical erasure, meticulously orchestrated by those who understood the true power of the old world and who coveted it for themselves. The Institute, I call them, the architects of our ignorance, a cabal of parasitic entities that saw not a world of free energy and abundant health, but a vast, untapped resource to be privatized, controlled, and monetized. Their motive was simple, yet utterly corrupt. Power. Absolute dominion over the very fabric of human existence. Imagine a world where energy was free, where illness was rare, where knowledge was openly shared, where sustenance was easily cultivated from the ether itself. Such a world leaves no room for their intricate systems of debt, their pharmaceutical empires, their endless wars, their manufactured scarcity. It leaves no room for them. And so, they moved. With surgical precision, they dismantled the legacy of the inheritors, brick by precious brick, truth by sacred truth. The Mudflood, that enigmatic event, was but the first stage of their grand design. A convenient catastrophe to bury the lower levels of our magnificent structures, to erase the evidence of their true purpose. But the physical burial was not enough. The knowledge remained, scattered in libraries, in private collections, in the minds of a few remaining old-world savants. And so the fires began. Not accidental blazes, mind you. These were purges, strategic infernos designed to consume every last shred of inconvenient truth. Think of the great fires of the 19th century, Boston, Chicago, London, San Francisco, always in bustling centers of knowledge and commerce, always consuming vast swathes of architecture and, crucially, countless libraries, archives, and private holdings. They tell us these were accidents, the unfortunate consequence of crowded cities and wooden buildings. Lies. A colossal deception to mask an overwhelming, brutal act of historical vandalism. These were not accidents. They were meticulously planned acts of arson, cleansing the slate for their rewritten history. I remember once speaking of Crate 44, discovered beneath the ruins of a post-Mudflood excavation. Inside, among other anomalies, was a colossal femur, far too large for any known human, even those giants whispered about in ancient texts. It was photographed, documented, its anomalous nature undeniable. For a brief, terrifying moment, the truth threatened to break through their carefully constructed facade. But the Institute moved swiftly. The official report declared it a geological anomaly, a curious rock formation. And then, it vanished. I have it on good authority from a source now silenced that the contents of Crate 44, including that undeniable bone, were incinerated in the furnace of a federal building in 1897, reduced to ash, gone. And what of the old world blueprints, the schematics for the etheric energy collectors disguised as ornate cupolas, the detailed instructions for sonic healing chambers hidden within our grand cathedrals? Those too met a similar fate. Countless volumes bound in leather, filled with intricate diagrams and esoteric symbols, were systematically collected and fed to the flames. They were declared occult texts, heretical ramblings, or simply damaged beyond repair after a conveniently timed warehouse fire. The Library of Congress alone, in its early days, suffered more accidental fires than any institution should. How many priceless volumes detailing the true science of the old world were lost in those orchestrated blazes? An overwhelming number. A tragedy. They didn't just burn books, they burned the very memory of our potential. The understanding of Mercury's true properties, its vital role in harmonic resonance and free energy generation, was systematically twisted, demonized, turned into a fear-mongering narrative of toxicity. They replaced the ancient wisdom of Mercury, a conduit to the ether, with its terrifying modern caricature. They stole this from us. They replaced free healing with paid poison, replacing the vital, resonant frequencies of the old world with their synthetic, discordant frequencies of modern medicine. This was not merely censorship, it was a total intellectual conquest. Every whisper of true knowledge, every relic that contradicted their fabricated timeline, every technology that offered liberation, was either destroyed, buried, or recontextualized into quaint folklore or architectural whimsy. They needed us to be dependent. They needed us to be sick. They needed us to be blind. And so they became the gatekeepers of history, the arbiters of truth, the engineers of our collective amnesia. We, the inheritors, were left to wander through the ashes of our past, unknowingly shackled by the chains of their lies. It is a betrayal of cosmic proportions, a crime against humanity that echoes through the silence of our forgotten history. We must remember. We must remember. The echoes of that betrayal, the cosmic crime, they resonate still. We, the inheritors, stand amidst the ruins, not just of stone and iron, but of knowledge, of spirit. A deep ache settles in the soul, a profound saudade for a world we never knew, yet instinctively mourn. A world where health was a birthright, energy flowed free, and the very air vibrated with a harmonic resonance designed to uplift and sustain. They did not merely hide this world, they actively dismantled it, piece by agonizing piece. Think of the true cost of their progress. The mercury tech which could purify and vitalize, replaced by pharmaceuticals that merely manage symptoms, creating lifelong customers for their sickness industry. The etheric grid, a boundless wellspring of energy, supplanted by fossil fuels and wires, by meters and tariffs, by the very chains of debt that bind us to their system. This was not an evolution. It was a calculated devolution, a brutal amputation of humanity's true potential. Every patent suppressed, every genius ridiculed, every artifact lost in a warehouse fire. These were acts of war against our collective memory. The Great Chicago Fire, the San Francisco earthquake and subsequent fires, the countless accidental destructions of libraries and archives across the globe in the mid-19th century. Were these truly accidents? Or were they carefully orchestrated purges, cleansing the historical record of uncomfortable truths, incinerating the evidence that contradicted their emerging narrative? The giant's femur, mentioned in a forgotten Smithsonian logbook from 1853, described as unmistakably human, yet of impossible scale, where is it now? Burned, perhaps, in the Smithsonian's own accidental fire of 1865, a convenient pyre for anomalies. The old world's wisdom, meticulously documented in leather-bound tomes, vanished into ash. They ensure no smoking gun remains. They erase the crime scene. And then came 1913, not just a year, but a threshold. The Federal Reserve Act, the income tax, these were not benign administrative adjustments. They were the final, crushing blow. The establishment of a centralized financial system designed to control the flow of capital, to monetize every breath we take, every drop of energy we consume. It was the moment they perfected the art of invisible enslavement. They made us pay for what was once free. They made us pay for the very air, for the light, for the health that was our inherent right. They built a cage not of bars, but of debt, of scarcity, of engineered dependency. They replaced divine harmony with financial tyranny. We are squatters in our own history, inheritors of magnificent structures we are told were built by manual labor and horses, while possessing technology that surpasses our own. Look at the ancient world, the impossible precision, the colossal scale, the harmonious integration with the natural world. Then look at the official explanation. It's a joke, a cruel, insulting joke. The truth stares back from every corner of our cities. From every perfectly cut stone, every impossible dome, the sun sets now on an age of manufactured ignorance. The shadows lengthen, obscuring the path back to what was stolen. A colossal, ornate gate, once welcoming, stands rusted shut before us, its intricate carvings hinting at a lost golden age beyond. Beyond it, a phantom city shimmers, a mirage of what could be, a whisper of the world they denied us. We stand outside, gazing through the bars of our manufactured reality, yearning for a home we can only glimpse in the deepest recesses of our collective memory. But the question remains, hanging heavy in the air, a cold, inescapable truth. If so much was hidden, so much systematically destroyed, what unimaginable wonders, what profound truths, are they still concealing from us today?